Hi, I'm Seven. You're watching Sonic Eclectic Vision. Today we have Joergen Geerds, and he's going to introduce us to his company, which is Freedom360. How you doing, Jorgen?
Hey, pretty good. How you doing?
Doing very good. Doing very good. So tell us a little bit about this company. What inspired it, and all that stuff. Because this is
So,
great.
Freedom360 is a company that builds a camera mount that allows you to take fully
Wow.
spherical videos. And that means basically that we have a camera rig that holds 6 GoPro cameras
Mm-hmm.
together in a
Mm-hmm.
very special geometry. And because each camera has a fisheye lens, it sees very wide view. And there's a little bit overlap between the 6 cameras, and that actually allows us to stitch the 6 videos into one huge, fully spherical video that sees everything around, including the what was formerly known the blind spot downwards.
Wow.
So
So
that
there's no
means
blind spot anymore.
there's no blind spot, no, nothing whatsoever. And this allows you to basically not worry about the orientation of the camera during filming anymore,
Hmm.
which means you don't need to film like this. You can film it like this. You can film it like this. Because it captures the full sphere anyway, it doesn't matter how you mount it, which means you, as a videographer and filmmaker, can now basically take care of where do we put it, where's the most interesting shot, but we don't need to worry about the orientation. Meaning, if you want to put it on a long boom pole and just go horizontally over the crowd, for example, like a friend of mine does in Brazil
Mm-hmm.
for the riots that are happening down there,
Wow.
it's perfectly fine. And we even have mounts where this went up into lower space on a balloon at 40 kilometers height, and it was floating next to the balloon, so you could never really figure out where and how was the camera mounted to it.
So
And
this
this
is
is sort of
this
this
is a
is
good
where the
thing for
word
news as well as for recreation.
and for professional filmmakers.
Mm.
For example, this was also used on a project by Stop SE for a large project for the Brazilian soccer ball that Adidas released.
Wow.
So this was hung to a large spider cam over a stadium, and they got some amazing shots with that of the stadium.
So now you come from a photography background, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
What inspired Go? First of all, what inspired just using the GoPro cameras? That decision, but even just in general, why did you want to do video?
It is a natural progression, sort of like I come from advertising and
Mm-hmm.
art, and then I went into photography because I had a very basic need to show in photography more than what a regular wide angle view can do. And the progression of that was, yes, then the technology came around. Yes, we can stitch multiple images together to get a hyper real view, like a 180 or 360-degree view.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my photography site, Luminous New York, came to life, which can also be seen in Chelsea in the gallery
Right.
and in numerous other places. And that was sort of like it's a static view of the world, and it's a very beautiful view. And the other thing about 360 photography is what we call VR photography, which is sort of similar to Google Street View, where you see basically you can go in and interactively look around in all directions.
Right. And in fact, the video that we have playing right now is actually a shot of a gentleman on a boat with some kids, and you're able to use your arrow and click and go wherever you want.
Yes.
How
So
does that work?
the static VR panoramas basically use the full spherical image data,
Mm-hmm.
and the interactive player basically just renders the pixels that are currently in view. So in the background, we have all the image all around us, and it lets you basically pick and choose. Because we have everything, we can also basically do alternate projections that are absolutely impossible with regular photography or videography. So if you right-click on this, you should see a couple of alternatives, like Little Planet. It's a very fun view for video.
Wow.
That you will see. So the progression came basically from the static VRs, and I felt the need that adding movement and motion into the VR world was very important. There were a couple of commercial solutions that allowed you to do 360 video, but they were all a little bit large, expensive, and wired.
So you just bring about a good point. Just being able to afford to be able to do this. Your setup, does that come with GoPro cameras? Is it limited to just GoPro? Can you use other type of cameras, and what does that cost?
It is limited to GoPro cameras because GoPro cameras have a couple of features that no other cameras have in terms of quality and size and reliability and availability. You can buy them everywhere, and we basically just sell the mount and the accessories. Because our audience is worldwide, it is much easier for the audience to buy our accessory, our mount, and then go to their local GoPro retailer and just buy them there.
Now, GoPro has different versions of their product. Does it matter which generation of GoPro you buy? Do you have a mount for each one, or can you mix and match?
This mount is for the 3 and the 3 Plus series of the GoPros. Okay. Which is basically last year and this year until coming up in a year again, until GoPro updates the product line again. So this is compatible with the 3 and the 3 Plus that came out, and we usually recommend to get the high-end model, the black.
Okay.
That came with it. In theory, it is compatible also with the silver and the white, but for quality and to use like all the features really to the depth of what camera can do, most users use the black.
That's awesome. All right, so do you have a website that people can check your stuff out?
So you can check out our products at freedom360.us, and we also have a couple of samples up there, and we're constantly updating it with more samples. So people can see, like, yes, this was an interesting use of 360 video.
Right. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And everyone, yes, check out freedom360.us. That's freedom360.us, if you want to say it that way. It's great. Thank you so much, Joergen, for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
And it's been a pleasure, and you're watching Sonic Eclectic Vision.